Alright, the title of this video is going to be Let Me Set the Record Straight. And I'm doing this video because I think people have gotten the wrong impression of me, and I know a good part of that is a part of my own doing. So I decided to go ahead and make a video about this so I can address why I would say people have the wrong impression. I definitely wanted to title this video something different along the lines of merging the gap between black men and black women, because that's the context of this video and that's the context of the approach that I'm about to start taking. But before getting into that, I want to say I appreciate the new support that's been coming in. I understand I've been a little bit more consistent, been making videos, shorts, and so on and so forth. So at some point in time, it started gaining a little bit of attention, and then more people started subscribing. So I definitely appreciate those people. I will say to those people that's not familiar with me, I hope you have thick skin, because I am one of those people that don't mind ruffling feathers, and it's not to be disrespectful, or I'm not talking about no childish type stuff, ruffle your feathers. I'm just talking about being brutally honest and saying things that typically are not received well, but it's the truth. All right, so I say that to say I appreciate you deciding to support, but hopefully you continue to support, because some days you're going to be with me, you're going to feel what I'm saying, and some days you probably hate me, but it is what it is. Just all in all, understand my approach is to get our community in a better position. But with this video, I've been back on social media now probably a little over 3 years. And when I first got back on social media, it was a lot of different things that took place that kind of forced me to get back on social media. But one of the things that was my main goal with getting back on was to essentially hold black men accountable. Because what I was seeing is that there were a lot of black men, and I'm still seeing that now, but there were a lot of black men only pointing at black women. And so I'm like, hey, well, with that approach, nothing is going to get done, because black men are pointing at black women and black women are pointing at black men, and nothing is getting accomplished. So I'm like, all right, well, if that's the case, as far as how I carry myself day in, day out, it'll be easy to talk about that type of stuff, because I feel it could help us out a lot if black men, we only focus on our side, and if black women only focus on their side. I was like, black men, if they see us taking accountability and correcting said issue, I feel like black women would be more accepting of acknowledging where they're falling short, so on and so forth. So that was my outlook the entire time. So that's why I took the approach that I took, as far as 98% of the time focusing on black men. Well, in the process of doing that, here it is. My goal is to bring black men in to support what I'm trying to do. That way we can get our community in order. But in the process of trying to do that, I think my approach actually pushes people away, pushes black men away more than anything. Now, within that time frame, some black men have still found it in them to support, and I genuinely appreciate that, because I know looking in the mirror is not something that's easy for us to do. So when I get a black man that'll come in my comment sections or whatever the case may be and actually show support to what I'm doing, it hits home, because like I said, I know that's hard for us to do. So with the few that do still decide to support, it's a lot of others that would rather argue or rather, try to debate me on X, Y, and Z, so on and so forth. And it's like, nah, man, my approach may not be the best because of where both sides are from a mental standpoint, just the different things we've been through. And I've always said, and I'll continue to say, even with my approach being what it was, I never tried to discredit any black man from what he was stating as far as his experience. I've never tried to discredit that, and I've said that many times throughout different videos throughout the years. But I can understand how my approach would still come off as I turn a blind eye to what black women do, and I can't acknowledge this and I can't acknowledge that. It seemed like I'm simping and so on and so forth. I get it. Regardless of trying to have that debate with you back and forth, I can say I understand where a black man would be coming from if they think that about me, even though they are beyond wrong. Because anybody that knows me personally, they know I don't mind keeping it honest, and I actually have people running away from asking my advice on stuff, because over the years I've heard a lot of feelings with the truth. But regardless, I can understand where somebody would come from if they think I turn the blinds out of what black women do. And now here it is, I'm pushing black men away, and then with stating certain things, of course black women are going to support, because it sounds as if I'm on their side per se. Here's what I'm saying, let me get the record straight. I need to get it thoroughly understood. I'm not on black men's side, and I'm not on black women's side. I'm not on either side. I'm on the black community side to get us moving in the right direction, to get us moving forward. If anything, I'm on Black kids side, the youth, because the kids are dependent on us to get things in order. And if we're not doing that, they're led down a path that they don't really have the proper guidance to get that done, because Black men and Black women are too busy fighting each other. So I'd much rather be in the middle and give myself the opportunity to be able to communicate with Black men and have the potential of Black men being more accepting of what I'm saying, because they see me doing the same thing on the other side, and same thing vice versa. So that has been my approach in my real life as well. So with that, and that being my personal experience and seeing firsthand the Black women I've talked to, now all conversations don't go over well. I do understand some women have had certain experiences that really has them so far gone that it's going to take some time and some effort, a lot of time and a lot of effort for them to essentially change their mind, or, you know, be willing to do X, Y, and Z. But the vast majority of Black women I've talked to, being that they know me personally and they know I'm a big person on self-accountability, they don't mind having those conversations with me. So I say that from the standpoint, I figure I can take my real life and bring it to social media from that standpoint. Now I get it. Y'all don't know me personally, but I feel over time, if you see a person's videos and who they are have been consistent over the years and nothing ever comes out in the form of contradiction or whatever the case may be, I figure people can pick up on certain people's energy and understand if they're being genuine or not, so on and so forth. I get people wear a mask and change up and so on and so forth, but that's where I say, even though no mask is going to come off of me, there's no mask or whatever the case is, even though that's the case, I still say don't be so solely caught up on me. Just actually listen to what I'm saying and see, is that something factual? And I think we mess up with that a lot of times with people just in general. We get too caught up on the individual and don't really pay attention to what they're saying. And so then when we fall out with an individual, we leave the message alone as well, because we were so caught up in people. But I hope people can understand the reason why I'm deciding to take this approach with not just focusing on Black men, but also focusing on Black women at times as well. Now, most of my content is still going to be geared to Black men, because that's just how I'm made up. I can't just fully give in and just say, okay, Black men, I ain't going to point out where we doing wrong no more. I'm going to just point out where Black women doing wrong. I'm not saying that at all. Out of 50 videos that I may do about Black men and Black women, 45 of them or 40 of them still may be about Black men, and then the other 5 or 10 may be about Black women. I'm just throwing out random numbers just to give you an idea that most of my content is still going to be about Black men. I'm just going to introduce the fact of Black women. I think this is where y'all are doing wrong as well, and then Black men, this is where y'all are doing wrong as well. Is there a way we can bridge that gap? I do think that I have the potential and ability to help that out if given the opportunity. So all in all, I appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Be sure to check out any other videos. I've done a couple series healing the dynamic between Black men and Black women that would go in with me trying to bridge the gap. And I also have another series titled How to Get Your Life on Track. Y'all haven't seen either of those series, definitely go ahead and check it out. I appreciate y'all.